Oh shit, here we go, dude. Here we go, baby. It's the day. How do I do this? Right here. Right fucking here, baby. Goes for the best. King's Corner. Got him, baby. Alright, I'm just trying to get settled here. I'm gonna watch a few videos of what I can find in these boxes so I know what to look for, and then I'm gonna get me a little doobie rolled up and get my little token, and then I'm gonna start opening packs. I might just do one box of these, because this comes with like 4 or 5 mini boxes. So I might just do 3 5-card packs per box. Yeah, I'm gonna do these first, and then if I don't get anything good, I might open all this shit. So, then Kingsport, Ghost in the Past. Huh? You have to excuse my setup. I've never done one of these before, so it's kind of sketchy. A little shaky because my desk is a little wobbly, but you know, it'll get better over time. Gotta start somewhere. Oh man. I was gonna sit down, but now I think I want to stand up. We get some water and drinks and got my cat hat. Got my gamer fuel. Alright. So, just down a little bit here. Good. I don't have any sleeves. I gotta find my sleeves. Found him. Really? On the sleeves? So we're just gonna watch this stuff for a bit, see if we get any viewers. If we don't, I'm gonna switch over to Switch and do it there. So, and then I'll post the video here later. Let me sit down. I'm standing too long. Hi, puppy. For those that don't know, this is the Cali Effect, King of Games, Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTuber. Go ahead and give him a follow or a like or whatever. He's good. Really good.
I don't know if you guys want to take this as good news or bad news, but I delayed the YCS Summer Cup so we can make this video. So the good news is that there's a YCS Summer Cup and it's a live duel, no more dueling book. And the better news is that it's uploaded for tomorrow, so 6 videos a week. The bad news is that you gotta wait, and I know how y'all feel about waiting. What's going on with you guys? The Cali Effect, King of Games here. I don't know if you really want to blame Konami, but that's why this video is being uploaded today. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Konami just so happened to give us some really important information, talk about the entire spoiler of the King's Court set. So in this video, I'm going to be going over cards that you need from the King's Court set. You should really be doing a Birdman hand rub and planning on what these cards are going to be. So as of making this video right now, we don't have official rarities, but if we follow the lines of Toon, Chaos, and sets alike, we can have a pretty good guesstimation. So of course, if you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also, if you just so happen to be a YCS Summer Cup fanatic, then possibly add yourself to the Discord. I'll be giving you guys some early news about the YCS Summer Cup, and if you guys are a Patreon, then well, you get even more good news. Damn, all this news, how'd you just be a reporter at this time, huh? So without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these important cards from the King's Court set. The first card I want to talk to you guys about is a card that got Trident Mommy banned. I'm gonna miss you, Trident Mommy. Wait, some of y'all niggas didn't even know it was a girl. Utopic F-Zero Draco Future is a rank 0 monster with 3,000 attack and 2,000 defense. I mean, it's actually a rank 1, but it doesn't have a rank, so it makes it cooler. I mean, like, seriously, this is like Soldier Boy and Future coming together for a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Draco Future? Duh. Draco Future requires 3 rank monsters that aren't numbered with the same rank, and its effect reads, you can also exceed summon this card by using number F-Zero Utopic Future you control as material. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, then, if that monster is on the field, gain control of it. So this card is a Spirit Reaper plus a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon plus a Change of Heart and also a Borrowload Savage Dragon? Okay, I kind of see why Trident can get banned. This card was extremely easy to make with Zodiac combos. All you need to do is normal summon Rapier, and you add a free monster that can negate the activation and take control of your opponent's cards. That probably means that we should, maybe pick it up when it comes out. Now, there isn't exactly a clear-cut way for this card to immediately be summoned except that it says number F0 as material, and I know a deck that can actually take advantage of that. Decks like Burning Abyss, which can summon monsters with the same rank to the side of the field with ease, can take well advantage of this card for a great first turn play. And personally, I feel that Future Draco would be a very interesting song, so this might be a card that you should pick up. Like seriously, imagine, I've been pouring, leaning, drinking, seeing them, you don't hear me, but you get a son of me. See, that's dope, dog, that's dope. And the reason why I say that they're very infuriating because both of these strategies got hit and then we get the reprints. It's like Konami has something for not liking us. Evil Zordolka and World Legacy Guard Dragon will be reprinted inside of the King's Court set, and I have a strong feeling that both of these cards will be rare, meaning that they'll be fairly easy to get. Now, my huge gripe with these particular reprints is that they hit Dragon Link and Dinos on the same list. I still think that these cards will be wonderful pickups as rares, and I don't think that these cards will be reprinted in any higher form. Another card that I think is fairly awesome is Guilty Gearfried, the Magical Steel Knight. Now, Guilty Gearfried is a level 8 warrior with 2700 attack and 1600 defense, and its fusion requirements are 2 warrior monsters with different attributes. You guys already know where I'm going with this card, but let's talk about the effect. What this card does is once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can negate that effect. And if you do, destroy 1 card on the field. If this card was fusion summoned using only monsters on the field as material, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster, during damage calculation, you can banish 1 spell card from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to half its current defense until the end of the turn. This card actually has some fairly good effects. It can negate a random spell card, like if your opponent activates Monster Reborn, and then respond by destroying another card on the field. It's also a battle warrior because it can not only destroy a monster by battle, it can attack a second time in a row. And more often than not, we are going to be fusing on the field because, let me explain why this card's really good. Guilty Gearfried is amazing because it requires 2 warrior monsters with different attributes. Can you say super polymerization target? It might not be good just right now, but if you are playing a warrior deck, or if warriors ever become prominent inside of the meta again, well, I mean, fuse this card and this card. This monster comes on the side of the field with a negate. It can attack twice. Oh, and by the way, it'll gain 800 defense or attack. It'll gain 800 attack from its defense. Super polymerization might give you enough gear. You could say that your opponent will be fried if you play this card against them, because you know where I'm going. Hey, I'm not guilty for these puns. Now, another card that I felt just exquisite on this particular list is a world premiere card in Joker's Knight. Now, Joker's Knight is a level 5 light warrior monster with 2000 attack and 1400 defense. What Joker's Knight does is you can send 1 Queen's Knight, King's Knight, or Jack's Knight from your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, this card's named because that sent monster's name into the end phase. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 other light warrior monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Of course, you can only use Joker's Knight once per turn. Now, why exactly do I feel that Joker's Knight is a very good card that you must have? It's, I don't know how to tell this to you guys, but, it doesn't have any restrictions. This card is literally Magician's Souls, but easier to play. You can send a monster like Jack's Knight from your deck to the graveyard. Don't know why you would play that one, but it's the coolest looking one, so I'm not gonna doubt you, to summon this level 5 light monster to your side of the field for free. You guys should know how I feel about level 5 light monsters. I mean, Cyber Dragon is that. This card can make some pretty awesome Exceed monsters like Constellar Pleiades, and if I remember correctly, Constellar Pleiades is a light warrior monster that this card can actually shuffle back into the deck if you don't already have a way to shuffle your Jack's Knight back into the deck, so you can use Joker's Knight again. Joker's Knight feels like a very solid engine card that's going to be splashed in everything but the Poker's Knights, but only time will tell how powerful or how good this card will be. Now, the card that you guys have been waiting for is a Lightning Storm reprint. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, Lightning Storm is confirmed inside of the King's Court set. You can say that it took the entire player base by storm at a lightning fast speed because it's not gonna be cheap, is it? I'm almost 1,000% sure Lightning Storm is going to get the hand trap treatment that all of the sets like these have received. And seeing that I don't think there's a single hand trap in here, so yeah, it's going to be a collector's rare. Now there's actually a really bright side to this. If this card gets a collector's rare print and is treated like the hand traps, then it comes as a rare. Please make it be a rare, please make it be a rare, please make it be a rare, please make it be a rare. Personally, I'm not gonna trip. I hope it's a rare for you budget players. You definitely deserve it. 2020 has been nothing but ass to you guys. Make 2021 way better. Another awesome standout reprint is easily Pot of Duality. We've seen Pot of Extravagance and Pot of Desires get the rare collector's rare treatment, so it's a no-brainer that Pot of Duality is going to get the same, and I'm going to need those collector's rares because I've already started collecting collector's rares cards. God, Yu-Gi-Oh's like an addiction. First you think you have your collection filled out, and then they hit you with a new rarity that you might not be interested in until you collect everything. Pokemon got me good and it transferred to Yu-Gi-Oh. Gotta collect them all, baby. And some other cards that I want to talk to you guys about that got some reprints is Cloud Castle. Almost no matter what, this card is guaranteed a rarity upgrade because it goes from common to at least a rare. And number 49, Fortune Tune, which is a really good Yu-Gi-Oh card for rank 3 decks that want to make Zeus, or if you want to gain life points and shuffle cards back into your deck. And then there's some surprise reprints like Rivalry of the Warlord and Unexpected Die. I'm not necessarily sure if we should be afraid of what's coming in the future, but these cards as rare is really nice to have. Is really nice to have, you mean? They are really nice to have. I don't know if anybody catches that. Well, that is all that I have for the cards you need from the King's Court set. If you guys feel like there's some other cards you need, go ahead and post down below in the comment section.
Oh, forgot a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Uh,
What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Games, and today I am bringing you the good old video as we do before every new release, and that is to buy or not to buy the brand new set, which is King's Court.
Looking to pick up your very own custom sleeves? Well, look no further. Go to yourplaymat.com, playmat.com.
King's Court is the brand new collector's rare set due out this Thursday in the UK. So it's only about 2 or 3 days away. Now in King's Court, again, we do get 15 collector rares alongside ultra rares, and now we've also been introduced into Millennium rares, being specifically for the Egyptian gods, which come in both ultra and in secret. So now we do not know as of yet at the time of recording this video whether that collector rare secret or the Millennium rare takes up a spot or not. Now in the UK, on previous collector rare sets, you got a collector rare in 1 in every 3 boxes on average. So if you bought a case, you would get about 4 collector rares. Here in the UK as well, you get 1 less ultra per box to make up for that extra collector's rare. So you would get 3 ultra rares a box. If you have a box with a collector rare in it, it does drop that down to 2 ultra rares and a collector's rare. In the USA or the United States version of the set, you get 3 collector rares a case, but you get more ultra rares because you're guaranteed to get at least 4 ultra rares a box, and when you get a collector's rare, you get 3 ultra rares. So ultimately the balance kind of shifts where in the US you'll be getting at least an extra, if my maths is correct, you'll be getting an extra 6 or 12 ultra rares. In the UK you end up getting a collector rare. So sometimes that can be worth the value because if you pull the right collector rare, you're happy and good to go. If you don't, it probably works out better getting American boxes just to make sure you're getting the average of the ultra rares. Now, unlike previous collector rare sets where it was specifically designed, so you look at stuff like Toon Chaos, I would probably say this is more along those lines. But if you look in the past, you had stuff like Genesis Impact, which introduced us to Live Twins, Drytrons, and Magisters, and then you look at Ancient Guardians, which introduced us to the Audatics, alongside the Bearsicles or the Yorsarctics, and of course the Do-Re-Mi chords. In this set, what we're mainly being introduced to is what is called King's Court, or the Jack, Joker, Queen, King Knights, anything like that. Now, the collector's rares that I've got in front of me, I can tell you what they are. So we've got Arcanite Triumph Joker, Joker's Knight, Joker's Straight, number F0 Utopic Future, Gilter Gearfried the Magical Steel Knight, Hyper Galaxy, Queen's Knight, King's Knight, Jack's Knight, Rescue Rabbit, Utopia, number 39 Utopia, Reinforcement of the Army, Lightning Storm, and Rivalry of the Warlords. And I believe there's one more, I just don't have it here in front of me. Then, of course, we've got Millennium Secret Rares of Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra, and then Millennium Ultra Rares of Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra. Now, the question is, we don't know if these Millennium Rares as an Ultra, I'm assuming the Ultra is going to take up a normal Ultra spot, and the Secret version will take up a Collector Rare spot, which is, of course, very, very good, because the Gods as a Secret Rare are going to have huge Collector's value. Now, before we dive into the specific cards directly, I would like to mention that Tier 0 do have these cards up for pre-sale at the moment. Now, a Collector's Rare Lightning Storm, shockingly, is the most expensive card at £120 at the moment. Now, that does not include the God Secret Rares of Millenniums, because as a collector's base, that might be able to reach the 150 plus mark. Everything else you're looking at between £60 to £80. I believe the Utopic Draco Future is like a £40 Ultra. All of the rest of the Ultras are about 20s to 25s. And then the collector's rares are going between 60s and 80s, depending on what one you're looking for. So that's it for the secret rares. Let's go, well, collector's rares specifically. Let's go over the card list in general. So I'm only going to go over the brand new cards, apart from Lightning Storm, which is a great ultra rare reprint. We'll go over the brand new cards. And we're looking at stuff like Arcana Triumph Joker, which is a brand new boss monster for the Jokers, for the Knights or the King's Knights, which kind of helps it out, but it reminds me of the boss monster for the Evil Twins, where it requires quite a lot to actually get going to do a lot. So that's kind of where you're going to be limited a little bit that way as well. This card reads as follows. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send one Queen's Knight, King's Knight, and Jack's Knight from your hand and or face up to your monster zone to the graveyard to special summon this card. This card gains 500 attack times the combination number of cards in both players' hands. You can discard one card, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls with the same type, monster, spell, or trap as the discarded card. Now, its boost attack isn't amazing. It's kind of like a Slifer's effect. And the issue is the discard isn't a quick effect. If the discard was a quick effect, the card would be a lot better. But for me personally, I actually really, really like the whole King's Knight, Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight kind of play. And the cards that really make this deck shine even more are the new Joker cards as well. So, Joker's Knight. You can send one Queen's, King, or Jack's Knight from your deck to the graveyard to special on this card from the hand. If you do, this card's name becomes that sent monster's name until the end phase. During the end phase, if this card's in the graveyard, you type one other light warrior monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to the hand. So it's got a nice recursion, it's a nice free summon, and the fact that it can become that monster's name, it allows you to complete the effects of the King's, Queen, and Jack's Knight play. The continued cards that we get is Imperial Bar. So if you control no other monsters, you can tribute this card to take two different monsters from your deck amongst Queens, Kings, and or Jack's Knights, and either add them to the hand or special summon them. Only use the effects once per turn. So again, a really nice card, but the issue with this one specifically is the fact that it acts like a rescue rabbit, that is so susceptible to being stopped that it does allow you to actually lose material, because you're going to be using your normal summon for this card, you're then going to try and trigger it to bring out the Kings and Queens, and then if it gets stopped, you're in a really bad position. Still a good card for the deck, but it's not going to get you as far as you would like. Then we get a brand new spell card in Joker's Straight, so you get to discard a card to special summon a King's Knight specifically from your deck, and then you get to add a King or Jack from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one monster. You can't special summon monsters for the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Light Warriors. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Light Warrior monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. So it's got very nice recursion. It does give you the ability to special summon and bring out one of the missing pieces, and then it lets you add the second piece. So obviously the combo behind this is if you control Queen's Knight and you have King's Knight will let you special Jack's Knight from the deck. So that instantly gives you the 3 monsters that you need to get you into your Link 3, but it can also get you into your fusion monster as well. It is a very good card for the God decks, which is what a lot of people have been considering, purely for the fact that it does, off of 1 card plus a discard, give you 3 monsters on the board within a sense, and that gives you instant summons because it gives you that additional normal summon as well. We've then got face card fusion. So, fusion summon 1 Light Warrior fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If you control Queens, Kings, or Jack Knight, you can use 1 monster from your deck as fusion material. It's a shame that you have to use, like, it can only let you use 1 monster material from your deck, but it does give you that ability to go a little bit further, which is kind of nice. Now, it's specifically a Light Warrior fusion monster, so that can have a bit of use if you're only using 2, but ideally you want to be getting all 3 on the board to get you into your Arcanite Joker. Then you've got other cards that don't resolve exactly around Kings, Queens, and Jack Knight, which we'll get on into a minute, but we do have Thunder Speed Summon. So during the main phase or battle phase immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 level 10, or if you control Queens, Kings, and Jack's Knight, you can apply this effect instead. Add 1 level 10 non-dark monster with mystery attack from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 level 10. So this gives you the ability to search out a god, which is great. But it does require you to control Queens, Kings, and Jack's Knight. So obviously the combo is, with the straight flush, you've got to activate that card, get your 3 monsters on the board, then activate this, and then give you an additional play to go from that. It does give you the normal summon of a god, which is pretty amazing. We've then got Joker's Wild, which is a trap card. So during the main phase or battle phase, send 1 spell from your deck to the graveyard. This specifically lists all of Queens, Kings, and Jack's Knights. This effect becomes that spell's effect when this card is activated. And during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard, you entitle 1 Light Warrior monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Only use each effect once per turn. So as you can see, we're getting a lot of King's Court cards, but the final one is of course called Court of Cards. If you control no monsters or only control Queens, Kings, and or Jack's Knight, special summon 1 Queens, King, or Jack's Knight from your hand or graveyard. Banish up to 1 each Kings, Queens, and Jack from the hand and or graveyard to draw the same number of cards you banished. Only use 1 Court of Cards effect.
Say that again? Jesus.
To draw the same number of cards you banished. Only use 1 Jack from the hand and or graveyard to draw the same number of cards you banished. Only use 1 Court of Cards effect, and only once that turn. So now let's start to move on to the other stuff. So we do get a lot of reprints. I think one of the biggest kind of generic chase cards will be number F0 Utopic Draco Future. So this one reads as follows. It requires 3 XYZ monsters with the same rank. So that is where Zoo can kind of help you out on this one. Except number monsters. This card's original rank is always treated as 1. This card is always treated as Utopic Future, and you can also XYZ summon this card using number F0 Utopic Future you control as material. So again, you only need 2 XYZ monsters to make that. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, then if that monster is on the field, gain control of it. So it does give you a very nice ability to protect, as long as you can get to it before your 5th summon. It also allows you to deal with Nibiru's for any kind of XYZ focused deck. So a lot of people are going to want this. Zoo players now that they've lost Dryden, but then you're also going to be looking at people that want it for number collection, and it's just generically a very, very good card. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the other ones because I don't think all of the other ones really stand out to the level. Like, we've got a couple of imports with the Guiltry, the Guilfrid Magical Knight. We've also got Crystal Girl, Rose Princess, stuff like that as well. White Rose Cloister. And then you've got loads of reprints. You've got another new super rare card. And it also counts as a collector's rare for Galaxy Eyes, which is called Hyper Galaxy. And this one is treat 1 monster with 2,000 or more attack, except Galaxy Eyes Photon. Then target 1 monster your opponent controls with 2,000 or more. True here, and if you do, special summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand, deck, and or graveyard. Only activate once per turn. So that's kind of a nice way of getting rid of one of your opponent's monsters as well. So then there's a lot of other reprints, like I've said. Queen's Knight, King's Knight, and Jack's Knights are all coming as collector's rares, which really comes down to whether you prefer it as an ulti or a collector's. So they're the kind of core cards, and as you kind of saw from me reading them out, the core cards are all going to be revolved around Kings, Queens, and Jack's Knight. There is some synergy revolving the gods, which is very nice coming off of the back of the god structure decks. So if you are a fan of that, you might want to be looking at picking up some of the kings and queens and the Jacksonite cards, like the Joker cards, purely just because it gives you the free summons, and it does give you another version of the god deck. But unlike stuff like Drytrons, unlike stuff like Live Twins, unlike stuff like the Odatics, they don't really have a competitive area that you can follow along with, or a competitive area that will help you take it to the next level. It is purely going to be for fun, in my opinion. Now, the best card in the set is, of course, going to be the reprint of Lightning Storm, because it is a meta sub-staple, in my opinion, because I don't think it needs to go in every single extra deck, but it is a card that is definitely going to be falling in value, considering like a Lightning Storm Secret Rare is something like £60 to £70, and now you're looking on tier 0 for about £35 for an ultra rare version. The collector's rare might not have as much value because there is Starlight that exists as well, which technically Starlight trumps collector's rare, so you've also got to keep that in mind as well, that huge collectors or max rated collectors probably won't be going for it as much, which is why it settles at around the 120 mark, and it might come down to about 100 to maybe even £80, depending on if we get another reprint in the Megatins. For me personally, I will be buying this set because I absolutely love the King, Queen and Jack Knight kind of archetype, and I'm so happy that they have got new support in the form of the Jokers. Other than that as well, it does help out gods, which is really, really cool, and it does have a collector rare for reinforcement of the army, so if you're a GOAT player, then technically a collector's rare Rota is the max rarity for GOAT. Rivalry, I think, is another kind of cool collector's rare card that looks really awesome. I would definitely like to get one of the Utopias as well, purely because I think it's a very good deck for XYZ decks, and of course it just had the following from Lightning Overdrive of course, Utopia support as well. So you can kind of see how they're helping to provide additional support or additional feedback following the God decks, and of course following Lightning Overdrive. So that is kind of it in a nutshell. So what do I say about this set? Well, ultimately, if you're from America, buying single boxes is not bad, because you're going to be getting at least 4 Ultras, and those Ultras are going to be worth anywhere from about $15 to about $20 at the start. Now, they might rise, they might fall, you do not know. If you look at the majority of stuff as well, like the Ultra Rares of Drytrons and every of the other sets that have come before it, they do drop in value. So I wouldn't be rushing to go and buy these straight away. If you also look at Toon Chaos as well, which is the first one to really hit high values, they had a lot of collector rare cards. So the collector rares, in my opinion, from this set that will be worth huge money will, of course, be the secret rare Millennium Gods. Purely because every collector will want at least one of each of those. Maybe they'll want the Ultras as well, but you definitely can expect that the secrets are going to be worth about 150, maybe a little bit higher. I think it definitely trumps the Lightning Storm because there'll be more people out there that want it. The door keeps creaking. Keeps on creaking. So that is what I would say about the gods, and that's where the value is in those ones. If you're in the UK, the issue with the set like this is you probably want to be buying it in bigger quantities. Now, what I mean by that is to get the most value out of something like King's Court in the UK, because you're only getting 3 Ultras a box. If you look at paying a box, you're probably paying around 80 or 70 to 80 pounds, unless you're lucky and you find it on the online systems and they're selling them for about 55 pound. I believe that Tier 0 are selling them for 55 pound, and you can of course use our discount code to make it a little bit cheaper for yourself as well. So technically from those 3 Ultras you might be able to make £5 just by selling them straight off here and there. The kind of gamble comes with, if you pull a collector's rare from one box, that's where your massive money is going to be, because straight away that collector rare makes you money on the box already, and then you kind of go from there. But with the UK and the European areas, to guarantee your maximum amount of profit, you want to kind of ideally buy a case. And even when you're buying a case, you've got to keep in mind that if you get the 4 collector's rares, even if they're not great, let's say you get the average of £60 on each of those collector's rares, you're looking at £240 off of a case of 600, so you've already dropped £300 to £400, if not a little bit more. So you kind of need to balance up with how much do you want from the set and how much are you willing to risk for the set. Because in my opinion, if you just like, well, I like some of the Ultras, if I get a Lightning Storm, great. If I get collector's rares, even better. I'm going to buy 1 or 2 boxes. If it was guaranteed to get a collector's rare in every 3 boxes, then it would definitely be worth it. But obviously what you don't want to do is you don't want to go and buy 3 boxes and let's say £150 and not pull a collector's rare. But on that small quantity basis, if you did buy 3 boxes and pulled a collector's rare, that's half of your money back already. Not to mention you're then going to have an additional 8 ultra rares to kind of help you get back the additional value. So it really depends on if you want something from this set or not. Me personally, like I said, I will definitely be buying this product but it also comes down to if you want the collector's rares and how much you're invested into this set. As I say with every single set out there, always go and buy one box if you do like the particular cards in it, because it always is going to help your locals. And if you do get the luck of the cards and you do pull a collector's rare, you're going to be making instant money. If you don't, at least you're getting your free ultra rares that are going to help either increase your deck, be very easy trade fate, or of course is going to be something that you're going to want to sell straight on and make an additional profit on as well. But as absolutely always, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, dude. Alright, so as predicted, I'm not getting any viewers on YouTube because I never stream here. Just figured I'd try it out. It's not really working, so I'm going to switch back to Twitch and stream there as usual, and I'll get the VOD and upload it here later. So anybody who checked us out, thank you. I'll be over on Twitch, Xmas Maven X. Come see me. See ya.